Hello and welcome to Chef Carter's Cooking Corner. So today on Chef Carter's Cooking Corner, I'm going to be making rose water. So what you're looking at is actually a bunch of rose petals I collected this month from our rose bush.
It was so peaceful collecting those rose petals, and the raindrops really did look like diamonds. So once I collect them, I put them in a calendar, rinse them off, and add them to the bag. And I make sure there's no bugs or stems or whatever in there.
So I have an empty saucepan here and I have a lid that goes to it. And I'm going to put my rose petals in here. And they smell so fragrant. There's a little ice on them because I did rinse, I rinsed off the flowers before I pulled them. And so of course some of the water stayed on the roses. I wasn't too concerned about that since I'm going to just be adding water to it as I make the rose water. So a lot of recipes say use distilled water. I'm just going to be using the water from my tap. And the water from my hometown actually has a lot of minerals in it. So it'll, so I figured that's a good thing. And I'm just going to be keeping it in the refrigerator so I don't have to worry about it too much. Alright. So, as you can see, I used a little over a cup of water. I should have saw what I put in there. But I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, they said you need to cover the rose petals, and then that's how you know you have enough water. So they're not quite covered, so I'm going to go ahead and get some more water. Not a lot more, but just a little more. Be right back. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add enough water so I know they're pretty much covered. They are floating somewhat, so I think once I push them down, they're mostly covered. And so I'm going to put the heat on low with a lid and let them come to a boil. Alright, now I'll be back once they boil. Okay, so if you look in there, you can see the color has left the petals. It's been about 10 minutes and the water is actually gently boiling. Alright, so while the petals are cooling, I went ahead and took a Royal Crown bottle because I think it's cute. I know you're like, damn, she go through a lot of Crown, but I bought this like 5 or 6 years ago, and so it's taken me a long time to go through that. But anyway, I removed the label. First I soaked it in water, and then I scratched off the label, and then I used some alcohol to remove any of the residue. So, as you can see, I also removed the band right here. Just do it carefully. I used a knife to cut it off, and it was like the knife was trying to go for my hand. So, be careful. Alright, so that's what I did. So this is the after. Here's the before. Before, after. Of course this bottle was empty. I didn't empty it in one day. Alright, so I have my funnel attached to my jar here. So now what I'm going to do is pour in the rose water. So we have the lid right here from that, and I waited like a little over an hour for it to cool down. So I'm going to use this strainer right here. Ooh, and carefully pour the rose water in. take a break here. It's awkward holding that. Alright, so I'm going to get a spoon, and I want to press these rose petals out. Remember how red those rose petals were? This is crazy. Look at this. So now they are like white. It took all the pigment out of the roses, which that's what we want. Alright. So let me show you what we have so far. I'm like wondering what the best way to do this is. Okay. So look at this. I didn't realize I put so much water in it, but look how dark the water is. I'll put it in a better light in a minute. Let me go ahead and finish. So I have all these rose petals to go through. And so I'm going to put them in the strainer and then smush them down. Hold on. Alright. So, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. Because there's still a little water left. Oh, I shouldn't say just water, but rose water left. And we definitely want to smash these flowers to get as much of the liquid out. Because that rose water is very, like, precious. And so these roses, I guess you could call them organic, I don't know. But I didn't use any pesticides or any fertilizer on these roses. They grew naturally. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this around. It looks like bubble gum in a way, chewed gum. I guess that's not very romantic. But yeah, I got a lot. I can't believe this made so much rose water. I'm excited though. Okay. I think that's pretty much spent. Okay, I got some more to go. Okay, so, alright, that makes less scraping noise. There you go. My kitchen, it has like the light fragrance of roses. Alright, so there we go. So show you the bottle in just a second. Alright, so here's the whole bottle in the picture. Look at that. So yeah, so I got the lid right here. Can't believe that made that much rose water. Man, but it was almost all the flowers. I didn't take every flower from the rose bush. So I let some of its flowers mature. But it's the majority. It's like 90% of the roses from this one rose bush. But my goodness, how much does that jar hold? Hold on, I'm going to get a better light. Alright, so there's my rose water. Isn't that beautiful? So red.
And that is how I made rose water from garden to bottle. Thank you for stopping by Chef Carter's Cooking Corner. Remember to like, subscribe, share, stick around and watch more videos, and look in the description on how you can support my channel. And I will see you next time. Take care, y'all.